Hi, Coach Chris with Kaizen Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Today we're going to do video number 3 in our Jiu-Jitsu movement series. This video is going to have 4 movements. It's going to be a rather sportive sequence, but it's good body movements for you to know. So the first movement is going to be frame and scoot. So I'm here in like a seated guard. I'm going to frame with an arm, post onto the mat, and scoot myself back and forth as I frame. All I'm doing is engaging my feet into the mat, engaging my hand in the mat, and using that to be able to move myself forward or backwards. Second is going to be leg circles. This is a great drill for open guard and to develop hip mobility. So from here, I'm going to start making circles at my knees and hips with my feet. I can go both directions. So leg circles is our second movement. Our third movement is going to be called the Granby roll. It's used in escapes, it's used in wrestling, and it's used when we invert, or if you choose to invert, during Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm going to try to go slow. You'll notice that when you go slow, it can be harder to do. I'm going to take my arm and tuck it underneath my legs. I'm going to start to fall onto my shoulder as I tuck my head, and I'm going to engage my foot as I go to the ground. My goal is to roll over my shoulders, from shoulder to shoulder across my shoulder blades, not my neck. And to go from foot to foot. Some people have so much flexibility here, they can keep their feet on the ground. If you do, that's quite amazing. You see, I'm not quite there. But we want to work on the agility and mobility of being able to do this movement. If this movement's new to you, it's going to be rather difficult and challenging, which is a good thing. The last movement we're going to do is the shrimp. I'm going to post my foot out, shrimp my butt away. Post my foot out, shrimp my butt away. Remember to post the leg and bring your hips back. So how all those movements go into a grappling scenario, I'm going to bring in Coach Diego to work with me here. I'm in a seated guard, and Coach Diego has my pant grip. He's trying to force my feet to the ground, and Coach Diego's goal is basically to walk around and pass my guard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the frame and scoot. So as he starts to go, I frame, I scoot myself away. He tries to go this way, I can frame either arm. He tries to go this way, I frame, scoot. So I'm framing and scooting to keep him from passing. Now during that scenario, once I get some measure of control, I would break the grips. Now that I break grips, now you'll see I'm in that type of scenario where I can use these foot circling techniques that we just worked on to keep my guard active and keep from being passed. And I'm going to circle my foot underneath into the De La Riva hook. For movement number 3, the Granby roll. The Granby roll is essentially just the Barambola. Something that is talked about in an ultra complicated sense. It's actually pretty simple if you understand the Granby roll. I'm going to grab his ankle, I'm going to grab his belt, and I'm going to start to plant and turn myself. It's actually easier doing it this way than without a partner. As I come over, I'm going to pinch, grab his hip, and then extend. And you'll see when we come over, I have my bottom hook, but not my top hook. And most likely, he's trying to hide that and prevent that. So what I'm going to do is either grab the back of the collar or try to create a seatbelt, plant my foot, and the final movement, shrimp. Now I can bring my leg up high and drive my foot through, get my hooks, and land in back control. Thanks, Coach Diego. So if I want to work this in a flow, I'm going to be here, seated guard, post, scoot, post, scoot. Fall back, leg circle, Now, sit up, Granby roll. And then after the Granby roll, simply shrimp. So that would be putting all 4 movements into a sequence. It's important to visualize these when you do these movements, how they would work. There's other ways to find how these movements will work, of course. But there's a sequence for you to visualize how they could work in a possible grappling situation. Give it a shot and have fun. Thank you.